Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are working really hard towards your dream or towards any project you have in your life. For the ones that are struggling to get self-disciplined, this is the video for you. So I will be going into the three key elements that are going to help you achieve almost perfect self-discipline. So first, to start, I want you to understand what is going on in your brain so you can understand why it is so hard to do the things that you know will make you good in the future, but right now they are boring or you just don't want to do them. Okay? So there is a book called The Craving Mind, which I really recommend to everybody. It actually talks about addiction and how to get over addiction. But the more you start to read different topics, the more you are able to actually use information in different ways. So in this book, he talks about system 1 and system 2 in the brain, okay? I really don't remember what exact part of the brain does this, but I will tell you what system 1 and system 2 means. So system 1 in the brain means that there is a part of your brain that activates whenever you want to do something. So if, let's say, I want to go out with my friends, that's something that you want to do. That's something that will produce, in this case, happiness. And happiness, of course, produces dopamine, which regulates your mood, and you will feel a lot better doing that. And then you get the system 2, which is the part of your brain that activates whenever you do something that you don't want to do. So because that part is not related to the production of dopamine, it is harder to regulate your mood and feel that joy, feel that happiness through your body. That makes it feel easier to do the task that you have in front of you. So now that you understand the system 1 and the system 2, you have to also understand that system 1, because it produces dopamine, it requires less effort to do it, because you will want to do it. You will want to take this step. System 2 requires a lot more focus, a lot more concentration, a lot more willpower to do it. So it will be always a little bit difficult to get into this system 2, but I will teach you how, don't worry. So now that you understand that, we're going to go into the second key element. That the second key element is going to be understanding how learning something works in the brain. In the brain, you have something that is called neural pathways, okay? These neural pathways are neurons connected by dendrites, okay? Whenever you are trying to learn something new, your brain needs to create a new neural pathway. So the more you do and repeat something new, let's say for example you're a musician and you pick up this new instrument, and the first time you start, let's say with the guitar, you start to learn the notes, you start to learn the position of your finger. Everything is so difficult because your brain is trying to figure out which ones are the correct neural pathways that it has to take to achieve what you want to achieve in this moment. Also, the same, you can connect this with what I said before. You are using system 2 instead of system 1, because in that moment it will become even stressful because you are not able to play the notes that you want. You are not able to make music sound like you want because you are learning. But with time, when you become a professional, you get into system 1 and it becomes something that you want to do, and it starts to produce happiness, and it starts to produce dopamine, and it becomes easier to do it, okay? So creating habits is in the brain creating always new neural pathways. So whenever I'm sorry guys, let me need to sip a little bit of water. So whenever you are trying to achieve a mastery in whatever you are trying to do, which in this case we're talking about music, you are trying to create these neural pathways in your brain. And habits are just you repeating the same thing many times and your brain getting used to using one neural pathway. When your brain gets used to using one neural pathway, you even get into what some people call the flow state, which is when, for example, you should have a hobby in your life. I don't know what do you like to do personally, but I am pretty sure you remember these moments where you are doing that thing that you like so much, and it is effortless. You are doing it and it feels so perfect. Everything goes perfect. In this case, if you're a musician, in that moment you're not even thinking, the melody is just going perfectly how it has to go. That's a flow state. And a flow state, to achieve a flow state, you need to have a really strong neural pathway, and to have a really strong neural pathway you need to create a habit. So now I will repeat just so you understand. You have system 1, system 2. In this case, you are trying to get self-discipline, so you have to understand that you will have to work in system 2. There will not be the happiness, there will not be the dopamine hit, because you will have to create new neural pathways, and creating new neural pathways is not easy. So it will take time, but repetition is what you have to do. And getting into repetition, I will tell you the third element that you have to focus on. The third element that you have to focus on is be aware of action or lack of action. And how are you going to be aware of action or lack of action? Let's say you have this goal. I want to be able to play the piano. But standing up every day to go and play the piano, of course, is hard because you're working in the system 2. So what I want you to do is that you're going to pick a copybook or your phone or in the notepad, it doesn't matter where, and every day you stand up, you're going to just do this little thing. You're going to write the things that you know you have to do in that day. It doesn't matter if you don't make them. It doesn't matter if you don't complete them, but just make sure that every day you write the things that you had to do that day. What this is going to do is that if you, let's say, procrastinate for an entire month, you will have your phone filled up with things that you had to do for an entire month, and you will see that you haven't done a single thing to move towards what you want. So that will make you conscious, that will make you bring awareness to the fact that you are not working towards the thing that you want to achieve. And of course, when you can visualize that things are not going to get better because it is your fault that you are not stepping up the game every single day to work towards your success, you are going to stop blaming other people. You're going to stop blaming God even, and you will start to understand that it is your fault, and you are not doing what you should do. And of course, when you start taking every day, putting the things that you have to complete in the day, and you start completing those things, you will also start to work in the system 1, because now when you get 30 days and you see that every single day of those 30 days you did everything that you had to do, it will produce happiness, it will produce proudness, you will get that dopamine hit, and you will start to feel good, you will start to feel motivated. And that motivation is going to work against the system 2, which is going to make it easier for you to create the neural pathways in your brain. So you have to understand that the future is not built tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't exist, and yesterday is today. But of course, what happened before. So you have to focus on the present. You have to focus in right now, because right now, tomorrow will be yesterday, and tomorrow doesn't exist. So focus on improving right now. Focus on doing what you can right now in the moment, and you will see that with time you will achieve the things that you want. So guys, I will just repeat one more time so you get it clear. System 1, system 2. You work in system 1 when you want to do something. You don't work in system 2 when you don't want. You work in system 2 when you don't want to do something. It will be harder because you are not getting the dopamine hit, but you are creating that neural pathway. Keep working, keep doing it every day, and you will see that you will get comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you will start working in the system 1, and it will get a lot easier. Start every single day writing down the things that you have to do, and you will see that when you visualize that you are not doing the things that you have to do every day, you will understand why you are not where you want to be. So this is the advice for today's video, guys, and I'm pretty sure, 100% sure that if you do these 3 things, you will get perfect self-discipline, because I have done it myself, and my self-discipline right now is on point. So that was it for today's video, guys. Remember to subscribe, like the video, so you can help me with the YouTube algorithm, and we can reach a lot more people, which is what I want to do right now, help the most people that I can. I hope you have an amazing day, guys, and keep crushing your goals. See you in the next one.